Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. This is Chandani from Pon Vidyashram School. I hope you all have learnt food where does it come from video lesson and learnt about the importance of food, sources of food, food from plants, food from animals and the classification of animals based on their food habits. In this session, we are going to revise the chapter Food Where Does It Come From, and at last, few question and answer will be discussed for better understanding. Let us recall the lesson. Food is a substance which provides energy and keeps the body in good health, and food contains various useful chemical substances called nutrients. Yes, we know that nutrients are also called as components of food. The components of food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, roughage and water. And we know that food is essential for all living organisms because food provides energy, it helps in growth and development, it helps to overcome wear and tear, it protects the body against diseases and it helps to perform life processes. We eat a variety of food, right? Usually 3 meals in a day, that is breakfast, lunch and dinner. Each meal consists of different food items. To make different food items, we need different ingredients. What are ingredients? Yes, the materials that are required to prepare a dish are called ingredients. From where do we get the ingredients to prepare food? Yes, different ingredients required to prepare different food items are primarily obtained from 2 sources, that is plants and animals. Yes, we get wide variety of ingredients from plants and animals. Various parts of plants are used as food materials by us. They are root, stem, leaf, flower, bud and fruit. This means that almost all parts of the plants are used as food in one way or the other way. Roots of some plants are modified and store food. We eat the roots of such plants as food. For example, carrot, radish, beetroot, sweet potato, turnip, etc. Some plants store food in their stems, which are actually modified underground stems. We eat the stems of such plants as food. For example, potato, onion, turmeric, garlic, etc. We eat many leafy vegetables. The leafy vegetables are the leaves of the plants. For example, spinach are the leaves of the plant which we eat as vegetable. And then mustard leaves also eaten as a vegetable. And cabbage and lettuce are also leafy vegetables. The flowers of some of the plants are eaten as food. For example, the flowers of banana plant are eaten as a vegetable in many parts of our country. The flowers of pumpkin plant are also eaten as food. And also cauliflower, broccoli, all these are edible flowers. There are some plants which store food in their fruits. So, we eat the fruits of such plants as food. For example, mango, orange, apple, peach, pears, banana, grapes, plums and pomegranate, etc. which we eat as food, all are fruits of their plants. The vegetables such as tomatoes, brinjal, lady's finger, pumpkin and chili, capsicum are also actually the fruits of the respective plants. Some of the plants store food in their seeds. For example, wheat, maize, rice, sorghum, millet, grams, pulses, peas, etc. We all know that sprouts are rich source of vitamins and proteins. The method of making sprouts from seeds is called sprouting. Sprouting means the process by the seeds begin to grow. Let us recall the process of making sprouts. Take about 50 gram seeds of chenna or green gram, put them in a vessel containing water and keep them overnight. Next day, remove the seeds from water. Now, wrap the seeds in a piece of wet cloth and keep them aside for 1 day. Water should be sprinkled on the piece of cloth from time to time to keep it wet. When we open the wrap, we will find that tiny white structures have grown out of the seeds. We say that the seeds have sprouted or that the sprouts have been formed. The sprouts can be boiled and eaten as a snack after adding salt and spice. We also get food from animals. We get foods such as meat, egg, milk, cheese, butter, curd, and also honey from animals. The rearing of honeybees on a large scale for honey is called apiculture. Different animals eat different kinds of food. Based on their food habit, animals are classified into different groups. Herbivores. The animals which eat only plants or plant products are called herbivores. Example: giraffe, rabbit, cow, buffalo, goat and sheep. Then carnivores. The animals which eat the flesh of other animals are called carnivores. Example: lion, tiger, eagle, snake, etc. Omnivores. The animals which eat both plants and animals are called omnivores. Example: peacock, bear and human beings. Scavengers are the animals which feed on dead animals. And then decomposers. Decomposers are living organisms that act on dead plants and animals and break down into simple substances, and these simple substances mix with soil. Example for decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Scavengers and decomposers plays an important role in cleaning the environment. Now, we are in a position to answer the following questions. Why is food important to us? It is important to eat food because food provides us with energy, which helps in growth and development, helps to overcome wear and tear, and protects against diseases. And the next question, why are plants important to us? Plants are important to us. They provide us pulses, cereals, fruits, vegetables, spices, oils, sugar and medicines. And the next one, what is apiculture? Apiculture is the rearing of honeybees for honey on a large scale. And the next question, how are seeds sprouted? The process of sprouting involves soaking of gram seeds and then draining of excess water and then leaving them till they germinate. Fifth one, how are cereals different from pulses? Cereals are most important sources of food for us. They are rich sources of carbohydrates. Wheat, rice, maize are important cereals. Pulses are rich in proteins. Commonly eaten pulses are peas, beans, etc. And the next question, whether plants or animals give us more variety of food? Explain. We know that animals give us meat, eggs, milk, honey and few other varieties of food only. On the other hand, plants provide us a large variety of food. For example, cereals, pulses, fruits, oil, fats, vegetables, sugar, and a large number of other products. Thus, we can conclude that plants give us more varieties of food. And the next question, why should we eat cooked food? Cooked food is easily digested by our body. It also kills harmful germs. Cooking increases the taste of the food. That is why we should prefer cooked food. We know that a large part of our food comes from plants. Therefore, we should grow more plants. Growing and nurturing kitchen gardens in our backyards or balconies can provide us healthy, chemical free, fresh food whenever we want. I hope this session helped you to recall the lesson. Thank you.